And it's good morning to Brian Johnston.
And good morning to you, Coz. Good morning, Boyle.
Good morning, Brian.
Good morning, Birdie Wonder. And good morning, everybody. It is a fine day. It's clouded over a little bit, but I'm told that it won't rain today. And Earl Spencer having a little bit difficulty getting out of this rather rockety glass coach. I must admit, it's very well sprung. I hope they aren't too seasick after travelling in it. Earl Spencer there in his grey morning suit, and he's being just helped now as he's going up the step. And here comes the bride. What a marvellous moment for her. And as she goes up the steps, there'll be a fanfare by the state trumpeters of the Household Cavalry. The flag is up, and we're waiting for it to come down, and then it'll be the start of the 120th breakfast, and they're off. And it's Cambridge from this side here, just perhaps getting off to a bit of start. They look much neater perhaps than Oxford. Oxford a very heavy, much heavier crew. And with you at the time and their striking rate off the first minute, at the moment we're whizzing along on the right flank here on the Middlesex side. They look really level at the moment. But the word fun isn't on the card.
The word fun isn't on the card. Give me another word for fun.
Well, enjoyment or joy or...
You've had 18.
Oh, yeah. I've had a great deal of fun today. I've enjoyed it. I've had a marvellous time.
So how are you? How do you feel?
I feel fine.
Oh.
2 balls to go this over from Morris. 4 runs to get. No, is it the Ashes? Yes, England have won the Ashes.
Right, Richard, now we want a piece of music. I don't know what your taste is in that direction. Right, Richard, now we want a piece of music from you. What's your taste in that direction?
Can I have Golden Years or anything by David?
And we're off to a very good start. We turn left out of the station. I'm sitting into the front of the engine here between the leading fireman who's hanging the bell, which you can probably hear, and the driver on my right. And we're coming up to a sharp right-hand bend now into Paddington Street. It's just begun to rain. This road's a tiny bit slippery. And we got this amber light flashing in the darkness here. And it's an absolute thrill as we race along here. A car just got out of the way there, pulling into the side. Just listen now as we roar up towards Marylebone High Street.
Lawrence, always entertaining. Batting for 35. 35 minutes, hit a 4 over the wicketkeepers. Beggars, for goodness sake, stop it. Which group of stores was well known for having billiard balls above their shops?
I think that should read billion
brokers.
Or billiard halls.
Billion halls.
Hello, I'm Barry Johnston. After my father died, the Prime Minister John Major spoke for millions of cricket lovers and radio listeners around the world when he said, Brian Johnston was a giant among commentators. He was a man who enjoyed life hugely and shared that enjoyment with millions. Summers will not be the same again. Brian hadn't intended to join the BBC at all, but wanted to work in the theatre. After the war, he was looking for a job when he bumped into BBC reporters Winfred Vaughan-Thomas and Stuart McPherson, whom he'd met while in the army. Stuart put him in touch with the BBC's outside broadcast department, and as a test, Brian was sent to Piccadilly Circus to write a report on what he saw there. On his way back, he passed a shop with a booth where he could record a 5-minute message. So he went in, told some jokes, and left this back at the BBC.
Well, he went home the other day from the office, and he kissed his wife good night, and he went up to see his little boy, who'd gone to bed early, little boy Tommy, aged 4.5. And he crept into the room, and there was little Tommy kneeling by the side of the bed. My friend George said, this is splendid praying, I'll show him an example. So he knelt down on the other side of the bed. Little Tommy looked up from where he was kneeling. He said, what are you doing there, Daddy? And George, rather pompously, said, just the same as you, my son. So little Tommy looked up and said, you won't half catch it from Ma when she comes up. We've only got one under the bed, and I'm using it this side. Well, his mother-in-law came to stay the other day, and he didn't like her very much. He had an awful row, and he got so angry one day he picked her up and chucked her out of the window. Well, the police arrested him, and he went before a magistrate, and the magistrate was very nice to him, and he said, well, look here, I won't put you in prison this time, but you really must not throw a mother-in-law out of the window again. You never know who may be passing underneath. Well, he was walking along the street the other day, and there was a man and a horse and cart going along. The horse wouldn't go at all. The chap was beating the horse, and he couldn't get it to go. An old woman came out and tapped the man on the arm and said, stop beating that horse, that's very cruel. I'll show you how to get him to go. Get out. So the man got out of the cart, and the old woman walked round the other side of the horse, and suddenly it disappeared down the street at about 50...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?